Today, I wanted to make a quick little video talking about why I think Minecraft might not be as fun anymore. Now, it would be really easy to just blame the fact that we're all getting older and that, the monotony of life kind of takes away the pleasures of, playing video games or something like that. But I think there is another reason that I wanted to talk about today. And one of the big reasons I think has a lot to do with YouTube and how we kind of watch Minecraft content on YouTube. So what I decided to do was really think about, okay, why is it that I don't feel like I can enjoy Minecraft as much now and as an adult, right? And I think a lot of it has to do with YouTube and the way that we watch Minecraft content. So I feel like the majority of Minecraft content, at least on YouTube, really heavily focuses on the challenging aspects of Minecraft. So for example, beating everything in the game as quickly as possible, defeating the Ender Dragon, getting fully enchanted gear, having fully automated farms as early as possible. I really had to think about, okay, what about Minecraft did I enjoy when I was younger? I didn't really care about the challenging aspects of it. I didn't really care about beating the game as quickly as possible. Like many of you guys, I started off playing the beta or alpha versions of the game. And I remember having a lot of fun playing those versions of the game because they're a lot more open-ended and there's not really a set path to beat the game. And what I found is that there's a really dedicated community to those versions of the game because they really feel that that version of the game is the most special and brings them the most joy, right? But I was really thinking you could really apply that same mindset even if you're playing the modern versions of the game. So when I'm playing Minecraft, I tend to play it from the perspective of someone who just enjoys it as a creative outlet. So I don't really play it trying to beat the game. And I think what really made me not enjoy Minecraft as much was because I would see all these videos online of people beating the Ender Dragon super fast or trying to make the most optimal builds and have the most optimal playthrough when I didn't really like playing that way, right? But, whether it's conscious or unconscious, I feel like the things that we watch, the media that we watch really influences the way we interact with things. So with Minecraft, for example, it can almost feel like, oh, everyone else is playing hardcore and is building these amazing structures and doing all these things in hardcore mode, that if I'm not playing hardcore mode, somehow I'm not getting the full experience of Minecraft, right? Or at least that's how I felt. And for the longest time, I really had a phobia of playing on something like creative mode, for example, because I felt like, oh, that's cheating. That's not real Minecraft, because I would just keep seeing all these videos of people playing hardcore. And what I really found out is that you really have to figure out what it is about Minecraft that you enjoy. If you are somebody that enjoys the challenging aspect of hardcore or survival mode, that's totally fine. This is mainly from the perspective of somebody who just likes building things and doesn't necessarily care about playing hardcore mode. And what I found when I went back to play creative mode was that it really helped me enjoy the game again, because now I was playing the game as if I was a kid again, just building random things, not really caring how they turned out. So I think a lot of the reason that maybe you don't feel like you enjoy Minecraft anymore is because you feel like you're forced to play in a certain way. And that's just not necessarily true. If you're somebody who doesn't really care about playing hardcore mode or playing survival mode and things, you don't really have to. So for me, kind of focusing in on the creative aspects of it, that's how I learned to enjoy Minecraft again. So maybe that's something you can try. Try playing how you did when you were younger, just building random things, not really caring how it all turns out. That's how I really learned to enjoy the game again. Another thing I really want to talk about is I don't think adding mods to the game really makes Minecraft more enjoyable. So I think it's really common, especially as we get bored of things, that, okay, we feel like we have to add more to it in order to enjoy it again. But for me, I found that actually taking things away actually makes me appreciate the game more. So for example, if you're getting kind of bored of just playing regular Minecraft, it can be really tempting to go online and look up all the different mod packs that people have. Something like Create or more overhaul type mods, and those are really fun to play, but I don't think they necessarily make the game any more enjoyable. And sometimes it can almost feel like, at least the way YouTubers make it seem like, is you have to have mods like that installed in order to have this optimal Minecraft experience, like have this definitive experience with Minecraft. So I think nowadays, even if you're watching just a regular vanilla Minecraft Let's Play, they're obviously going to have some sort of shaders installed, kind of like maybe what I have here. But what I found recently is I almost prefer playing without shaders because it gives the game more of this cartoony sort of feel. And I don't know if that's just because I've been playing with shaders for so long that they've just gotten kind of boring to me. But I genuinely feel like you don't necessarily have to add more to the game to get the most out of Minecraft. Sometimes it's better to come in and actually take things away, like maybe not playing with shaders for a little while and seeing how it influences your building style. So Minecraft at its core is a sandbox game, and I feel like whenever you see videos online, they try and make Minecraft into this more challenging game, right? So once I became conscious of that, it really helped me enjoy the game again, because now I was like, okay, I just need to go back to what I enjoyed about Minecraft, which was building and just not really caring what people think about my builds, right? Which is another thing too. Online, there is so many extremely talented Minecraft builders. It can be inspiring, but it can also be a little bit discouraging because we see what other people have built and we're like, okay, I can't really build to that level, right? It really took my joy away from the game because I felt like, oh, if my builds weren't up to this certain standard, then now they're not really worth building, right? And that was sort of a habit I had to kind of unlearn. And once I just started building how I like to, not so. My kind of style of buildings, I don't really build things that are super formulaic. So let me quickly turn the shaders back on here. But I kind of really, I would see all these building styles online, right? And I always felt like, okay, I could never build to that same level as these other people have. And it would be really discouraging because I would really spend all this time overthinking my builds instead of actually building things and enjoying the game, right? And what I learned was you really just have to figure out what your building style is and really embrace it. So for me, I have a much more free-form kind of build style. I don't really plan my builds out a whole lot. So for example, if we come over here, this is a tavern that I built, and I kind of just followed around the landscape of the mountain here, and it turned out pretty cool. I have like a really unique shaped building here. But this is one of those things where if I tried to make my build super realistic or super detailed, I don't think I would have had as much fun building this, and I don't think it would have turned out as nice as it did. Another thing I wanted to talk about is taking breaks. So this doesn't just apply to Minecraft, this could really be anything. But I feel like as we get older, at least for me, I started looking at video games as a habit rather than it being an experience and being something that was for fun. So I think a lot of people, especially as we get older, we kind of get into the habit of just playing video games as a way to pass the time, especially if we're just getting home from work and it was a long day. I know that's how I was for a long time. And what I found out is that whenever I stopped playing video games almost habitually and I started just doing it every once in a while and not treating video games as like this default kind of option, that's when I really started to enjoy video games again, specifically Minecraft. I remember whenever I was a kid, my parents would only let me play video games after my homework was done for the week, or only on weekends when I didn't have school, right? But as adults, we're able to play video games, I mean, for 12 hours a day if we wanted to. And I feel like whenever you treat video games like that, just sort of as a way to kill the time rather than it being like this once in a while experience, they just kind of lose their effect, right? So that's always something you can try, not really relying on video games to entertain yourself, right? I think it's really important to go out and do other things, especially, you know, getting outdoors in particular. I know for me, playing video games, especially after a super long day at work or after working out, it hits so much better than if I was just sitting inside all day just playing video games, right? That's just something I kind of wanted to throw in there because I feel like it's important to say. But yeah, I never seen really anybody talk about this. I think it's very common to sort of get bored of Minecraft, and sometimes you do just need a break from playing it every once in a while. I know for me sometimes it can be a little bit more complicated than that. I think for the most part it's all about just figuring out what it is about Minecraft that you enjoy the most and not necessarily being influenced by how other people are playing it. And yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing, and shout out to all my channel members. I really appreciate all the support I've been getting lately. It's really been amazing. All the love that you guys have been giving me lately, so I really appreciate it, and hopefully you guys enjoy this kind of format. I know I do a lot of yappy type videos, but never about topics like this, so hopefully it was something you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.